your body type is your body type. Like you can put some work in, but like everybody
It is what it
can't be
is. Yeah.
LeBron James body or it's just how it
Yeah.
is. Like,
Yeah. That's fact.
and
That's
so,
fact.
but I made sure that like he understood things, and it was good because I had a younger brother. There were certain things that maybe if I was by myself, I might have protected him, but I didn't do because I knew whatever I did, he would follow. I knew
Mm-hmm.
if I made a decision to do drugs or alcohol, I knew he would, because he
Mm-hmm.
looked up to me. I knew if I played video games more than I worked out, I knew he would do that. And so like constantly understanding that I was basically the person who set the tone. And so whatever I did, that would be the norm. If I worked out in the morning before school started at 8, we in the gym working out 6:30, shower at the school. Like for him, that was normal. That's all he's seen. You know what I'm saying? And so
Mm-hmm.
um carried on. In college, I was a senior, or I was a junior, and he was a senior in high school. I was a junior in college, and so like I'm going back, checking on him, making sure he's good, everything. And then my senior year, it was his freshman year, I think, freshman year of college, yeah. And that's when he was, starting to merge into the scene. He was an All-American as a freshman. He was conference player of the year. They made it to the tournament. He dropped 26 on Kansas, and so like they got pop, but like you started to see like he was legit. And I was able to kind of watch everything, and he would come visit me on spring breaks and stuff, like, and work out everything. And once I got overseas, I was always constantly watching his games, making sure he was good. He was watching my games, and we had that relationship. It's not just like a brother; it's a best friend relationship. And to this day, we still lean on each other. We still work out together, and we still push each other.
So after you graduated, you went overseas. How did you get that first overseas contract? I know you had to hire agency, obviously, but like, how did that
Yeah.
whole process go?
After the college season ended,
Mm.
I was All-American first team. I was like one of the top scorers in the country. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
you're more than
I don't know.
that.
Maybe I was second, third, fourth. I don't know, but I was
Yeah.
up there. I'm wondering like, what's next?
Mm.
Like, what am I supposed to do now? And I want to play overseas, but I have no idea how to get there, how to go about that. Like, so for like a week, I didn't hear anything, and I was doing an internship because it was required for graduation, and just a couple of days a week. And they offered me a job, and it was a steady job, working in a human resource department under the human resource president. Basically, was like a nursing home. And I was in charge of like tallying payrolls, insurances, health stuff. Like when people call off work, they got to go through me. Like basically, I was a lot of spreadsheets, Excel stuff, running through everything. And they had offered me like good job. 22 years old. They offered me like making like 50K a year in Indiana, low cost of living. Like, so I didn't know what was next. I was like, I guess I'm gonna be working. And then like 2 weeks after the season finally ended,
Yeah.
after like not hearing nothing, it was like a plethora of agents that started reaching out to me, my coaches. And then I had to go through that process. And that's when I decided on my agent. And I chose right. I've had the same agent since I first came out. We've been 12 years strong. And, he had seen me just because my senior year, I had made ESPN top 10. And somebody tried to take a charge on me, and I just jumped over and dunked on him.
I think I seen that.
And it was all over
Yeah, I
ESPN.
seen that.
And
Yeah, I see. I will find that clip, but I definitely seen that. I will
yeah,
find
and so
that clip at it.
my agent seen it. At the time, he was just, I don't know who he was. He didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
But he was going through, and he was like, man, who's this guy? And he said he just happened to be, he said he seen athleticism. So he clicked on my name, searched me, and he said my statistics were just insane. He was like, this guy has to be able to play like these numbers. He's like, I've never seen him play, but he has to be able to play. Then he found out that he was a Bucknell guy. And he graduated from Bucknell. He hooped at Bucknell. And at this time, CJ had just finished his freshman year. And he was like, maybe he got to be able to hoop. His brother was good. His numbers are crazy. I don't really know the level of D2 and AIA, but like anybody who averaging like 26, 27 points a game, they got to be pretty good. And then he seemed like, and he was trying to put the pieces together. And then after talking with him, I got a good vibe with him. He was honest with me. He answered my questions. He set the realistic expectations. Then I was like, okay, now this is a route I'm gonna go. I chose him, and all the teams loved my film. Like he seen my film. All the teams, they was like, yo, this kid can play. The problem is, how do you evaluate a kid that averages 26 or 27 points a game at Goshen College, and then a kid at, let's say, North Carolina, Duke or Ohio State who averages 8 to 10 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I think it was very difficult for those schools. Like, dang, is this kid at Michigan State who averaged 11 nice? Or is Errick McCollum, who had 27 at a school I've never heard of, who's never played on ESPN, like, and so they don't know how to, I guess, compare that or how to digest it. So my agent had an idea, and he was like, all right, there's a showcase in Vegas, and at this time it was a good showcase. I don't know, some of it might be watered down now. You gotta remember, I'm 12 years in the game, so things change. So I want people to think you go to Vegas, you're automatically gonna be cool. Nah, like every showcase ain't a good showcase. Yeah. But this showcase particularly was a good one because my agent had teams already coming because they were there for Summer League. It happened the same weekend or week of Summer League. So all the overseas scouts, all the G League, like everybody is in Vegas to watch, NBA Summer League. But NBA Summer League isn't until the evening time, like late afternoon. I think like the games start at like 4 or 3 and later. So this camp was in the morning. So from like 9 to like 2, and everybody's guaranteed equal playing time. 10 players a team. Everybody plays 20 minutes. You sub 5 minutes, etc. I was the only non-Division I player there, and everybody else was Division I. And my agent was like, "All right," he's like, "This is the first time he's gonna see me live." He had seen me. He flew me out to Vegas, paid for my hotel, paid for the little showcase, and had guys come up and watch the game. And he said, "Look, I need you to dunk everything crazy in warm-ups." He's like, during warm-ups, I'm going to be talking to the scouts. Because I'm like, why, bro? Like, I ain't trying to waste my energy. He said, no, I'm going to be talking to all the scouts that I had come here, all the people from overseas. Like, I got like 4 or 5 teams that I know are interested. And he said, I need you to just do all your dunks. And at this time, like, I was extremely athletic, like through the legs, windmills, 360s, like everything. He's like, and so when you're doing the dunking, it's going to be easy for me to be like, hey, that guy right there. Now they see that, they're gonna be intrigued by your athleticism. You know how the NBA is, how overseas is. Like, oh, like you see a guard get bouncy with it, like they getting a little bit happy. Yeah. And so that kind of put the antennas up for them. They see me in warm-ups going crazy. And then the game started, and now they watching. And I was like the leading scorer the entire event. And like my agent, he was smart. He basically, on all the clips, he clip it, and the person guarding me, he would tag their name, tag their school, Division I.
Oh, that's a smart. Yo, okay.
So now smart. It's like, is Errick good enough to play D1? I don't know. Or Errick good enough to play at overseas? I don't know. You tell me. This guy went to such and such school in the Big Ten, Division I. Boom, here's his stats. Let's watch the game. Boom. So they're getting the clips, they're getting the highlights, they're seeing that stuff. And so now that just basically legitimized me as a guy who didn't just tear up smaller or lower level competition. He went to a showcase, which this is the best of the best, and towed him up too. And so there was like maybe 4 or 5 games. And like, I think my first game, I had like 27 and 20 minutes. And then I had like 25 and 20. Like, I was just like, I was locked in, I was focused, and I had a lot to prove. And from there, that propelled me to a job in Israel in the first league. And once again, I was the only non-Division I player playing in first league